Hey guys, it's Kate. Thanks so much for tuning in, Metal Mat Pilates today. So the focus of today's class is going to be glutes. So super important to have strong glutes, not only because they make your pants look good, but also they're the strongest, biggest muscle in your body. They're an important stabilizer of your spine. They help keep your knees safe, your back safe, all that good stuff. So hold on to your butts. Let's get going. So we've got our playlist ready to go. We're going to start it up in 3, 2, 1. So it's going to start with that ISIS song. Okay. So we're going to start our class in an all fours position today. So we're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And we just want to come to a neutral spine here. So the neutral spine means there's going to be that little curve to that lumbar. If you're resting on marble right on your lower back, it would just stay put. Your shoulders draw down away from your ears, elbows are softened a little bit. We're just going to start to deepen that breathing. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe in, feel the flesh of the belly descend down. So again, it's not a feeling that a lot of us are comfortable with, just letting the stomach go, but here's a chance to do it. No one's watching, just let it all hang out. And then on your exhale, breathe out through your mouth, and just feel how when you breathe out, the belly naturally draws in and up away from the floor. The shape of the spine hasn't changed though. Breathing in, let the stomach draw down and relax. And on your exhale, breathe out, feel the belly naturally pull in and up. We're going to take a few more breaths there, continuing to just breathe at your own pace, feeling that relaxation on the in-breath and that tightening sensation on the out-breath. So when the belly flattens, that's a sign that our deep core muscles are engaging. That transverse abdominis is our natural corset. It's what keeps our stomach flat and it helps to support our back. Let's take one more cycle of breath here. Inhale, let the stomach relax. And exhale, draw the stomach in on that breath out. So now keep just a little tone to the belly. So we're not like pulling it in as hard as we can, but neither are we letting it relax all the way. Think about 40% of that entire tension there. So now we're going to move into some pelvic tilt. So it's not a movement of the whole spine. It's just going to be movement of the pelvis and lumbar spine. So you're starting with that natural curve to that lower back. And now on your exhale, we're going to tuck the tail so that that marble that's resting in your lower back will now roll down your tailbone onto the floor. Feel how the abs really zip up here as the back flattens. And then we're going to hold it for an inhale. And on your exhale, lift the sit bones and feel that natural arch return to that lower back. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, tuck your tail. Feel the belly scoop in and up. We're holding it for an inhale. And exhale, lengthening back to that neutral spine. 2 more times. Exhale, zip the belly in and up. Tuck the tail. Roll the marble down the tailbone. Hold for that inhale. And exhale, lengthen back to that neutral lumbar. Last time, breathing in to prepare. Exhale, dropping the tail, scooping the belly in and up. We're going to hold it for that in-breath, and then just lengthen back to that neutral lumbar spine. So from here, we're going to move into a little hip stretch, because when we're working glutes, that's the back of our leg we're working when we're working glutes and hamstrings. So if your hips are really tight, your hip flexors and your quads are really tight, it's going to restrict the range of movement you get in extension. So it's important to just open up those hips. So if you have sensitive knees, just bring a towel underneath your knee, or I just kind of like to roll the mat up. That just kind of gives you a natural little pad there. We're going to take the right knee down and take the left leg up. So we're in this proposal position. So my head's kind of cut off. That's okay. Bring your hands onto your hips, and we're going to come back to that pelvic tilt movement, just like we did a second ago in our all fours. So we're tucking the tail, scooping the belly up, and feel the zipping up of the abs. So as you've pulled up through the hip bones, you should feel a little bit more of a stretch down the front of that hip, right? So now keep that stretch and just hinge forward a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. You want to really feel like you're squeezing that right butt. Take your right hand down to the floor. Let's go into some arm circles. Take that right arm up. We're sweeping it up. And as you reach back, we're following the thumb with the nose and just reaching it all the way back down and around. And inhale, taking that arm up. Exhale, circling back, stroking the arm around, opening up to the shoulder as well. Let's do that 3 more times. Reaching up and circle. And 2, reaching up and circle, moving through the waist. Last time, reaching up and circling around. Let's bring the hand back to the hip and then just switch sides. Left knee down, right leg up. Scoop the belly in and up, so we're tucking that tail and then hinging forward, keeping that left butt squeezed. Just turn this down a little bit so that's not coming through in the video. All right, so we're in that posterior pelvic tilt. Left arm comes down, and then we reach up and circle around, rotating through the waist. Inhale up, and exhale, circling around. Let's go 3 more on the left side. Reaching up, and circle around. And 2, reach, and circle. Last time, take it up, and circle all the way around. So now we can come on out of that. We can re-straighten our mat out if you folded it up. I've got 2 because my floor is very uncomfortable. So now we're going to make our way onto our backs, and we're going to go into some knee tips and some leg slides. So we're still kind of opening up the hips a little bit before we really get to work. Let's bring the heels of the hands onto the hip bones here. So you're feeling the frontal hip bones just right underneath the palms. And just feel how they're level, or they should be, right? So we're just equidistant to the ceiling with both of those hip bones. Imagine like there's a level across your hip bones, and that little yellow bubble right in the middle of the level is just going to stay put. So now for our knee tips, when we open the right leg to the right side, try not to let the pelvis move, right? So the hip bones are still squared off towards the ceiling, and then we're taking that right knee back into center. Now we go to the other side, taking the left thigh bone to the left side, using obliques to stay stable, and come back to center. Exhale, right leg opens to the right side, and come back to center. Left leg opens to the left side, and come back to center. One more on either side. Try to challenge yourself to keep the weight right in the center of your sacrum. Last time, take it over to the left, and bring it back in. Let's bring the arms down towards the ground. We're going to move into some leg slides next. So we want to feel that spine stay nice and neutral here. Again, the shape of the spine is not going to change. It's just going to be the shape of the lower body. From here, draw the abs in and slide the right leg all the way long. So when the leg lengthens, especially if the hips are tight, the body's natural inclination is to go into extension, right? So really keep the abs drawing in to prevent that from happening. Inhale, glide that heel back towards the sit bone. Left side goes, sliding away, opening up through that hip flexor. And inhale, dragging the heel back in. Back to that right side, reaching out with that thigh bone, and back in. Left side goes, sliding it away, and back in. Let's take it to one more on either side. Draw the abs in and slide, and bring it back in. One more time on the left side, and we come all the way in. All right, so let's get to work. Let's place those feet underneath those knees for our hip rolls. You're going to start to wake up those glutes here. Let's breathe in to prepare. On your exhale, we're flattening the curve of the lower back to the mat, so finding those deep core muscles, and then press into your heels and roll up into your tall standing shoulder bridge. So in your shoulder bridge position here, we want to keep the abs engaged by drawing down from the top of the abdominals and drawing up from the bottom of the abdominals. So we've got this nice long line of energy from the sternum to the knees. Feel all 10 toes make contact with the ground and just push the shoulders down into the floor. You should feel those sit bones draw together and up, glutes are squeezed. Hold for one more in-breath, and on your exhale, start to soften your throat and roll down shoulder blades, mid-back, and pelvis and tail, lengthening past that imprint into your neutral. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, imprinting to the mat using abdominals, connect through the glutes, and roll up. Again, we're avoiding that extension here. Try not to let the ribs poke up out of the fabric of the shirt. Hold breathing in, and exhale, traveling downward, shoulders and mid-back, pelvis, and tailbone. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in. Exhale, imprint to the mat. Press into those heels and roll up to the top. Breathing in to hold it, and exhale, traveling all the way down through your length of spine, just like a strand of pearls. Last time, breathing in to prepare. Exhale, imprinting to the mat, press, lift, and hold. Let's add on here. Move into 3 pulses. 3, 2, 1. And now hinge at the hips and just place them all the way down again. Let's press up, squeezing the glutes, coming into that full hip extension, and then pulse up further. 3, further 2, further 1. Break at the hips, come all the way down. One more time like that, pressing up, opening the hip crease, pulse up for 3, 2, 1, and hold. Let's take it into marching. Shift your weight into your left foot, and now float that right leg up into your tabletop. Feel that left glute really has to kick in to support that weighted lever. And then lower that right foot down, and as seamlessly as you can, shift your weight into your right foot and float that left leg up into tabletop. And we're lowering it back down, shifting to the left, floating the right leg up, hip bone stays squared off, lowering the right side down, shift to the right, and lift the left side up. Let's lower that left side down, transfer it to the left, lift the right, and hold. Let's move into single leg bridge. Break at the hips, lower all the way down, and drive through that left heel to press all the way up. Inhale, hinge to lower. Exhale, squeeze the left glute to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's go for 3, and lift, 2, and lift, 1, lift, hold. 3 pulses, 1, 2, 3. Come all the way back down. Exhale, pressing up, pulse 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. One more time on this side. Press up, pulse for 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lower the right foot all the way down. Shift your weight into your right foot and lift the left leg into tabletop. Feel that right glute kick in. Imagine you're trying to pull that right thigh bone to the back of the socket. Hinge at the hips, lower all the way down. Contract that glute and press all the way up. Inhale, hinge to come down. Exhale, hinge to come back up. Let's go for 4, and lift, 3, and lift, 2, lift, 1, lift. You know what's coming up. 3 pulses, 1, 2, 3. Bring it all the way down. Exhale, pressing up. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Come all the way down. Last time, press it up. Pulse 1, 2, 3, and hold. Lower that left foot all the way down and hinge at the hips. Bring it down to the floor. Soles of the feet together, knees open like a butterfly. Little stretch here. Take a breath or two there, just enjoying that stretch through those inner thighs. And then let's slide the feet wider than your hips and just drop the knees in towards your midline. Little stretch for the outer part of the hips as well. Take the feet, slide them back underneath the sit bones, and we're gonna move into some ab work next. So let's come to our imprinted spine. Lower back flattens towards the ground. Then we take the legs up into a tabletop. From here, let's flex those heels like you're standing right on the wall in front of you. And on your next exhale, lower that right heel down towards the ground as low as you can go without losing your abs. And inhale, take the leg back to tabletop. Exhale, hinging from that hip and back to your tabletop. So it's not about actually touching the ground, right? It's about challenging your abdominals by lengthening that lever away from the body. The farther the leg moves from your body, the heavier it's going to be to support. Let's go one more on either side. Last time. And then come back to tabletop. Let's glue those legs together. You can relax the ankles a little bit here. And let's go both legs down. Draw the abs in and reach down. Again, it's not about touching the floor. Don't let the lower back arch up. And inhale back to your tabletop. Exhale, drawing those abs in and up. And inhale back to tabletop. Let's go for 3. And in. And 2. And in. Last one. And in. Now let's hold it here at the top. Keep the inner thighs squeezed together. Let's move into a little rotation. Let the legs go to the right side. And as you rotate to the right, you should not be able to see your ankles if you look down at your knees. Let's hold it for an inhale. And exhale, pull the knees back over your midline. Inhale over to the left side. And we're holding it there. And pull back to center. Take it over to the right side. We're holding it there. Pull in with the left side waist. Over to the left side. Hold it here. And pull in with the right side waist. One more either side. Over to the right side. Relax the shoulders. Come back in. And one more time over to the left side. Hold. And bring it all the way back in. Take the feet back down. Going about sitting bone distance apart. We're going to move into our ab preps next. So hands are going to interlace behind the back of the head. You want to have your elbows pointed slightly forward. So you should just see them out of the corners of your eyes. That's going to help your upper back to flex. Feel your weight rest on your sacrum here. So it's not too far down on your sacrum towards your tailbone. It's not too far up towards your lower back. And it's kind of right in the middle. You want to keep that weight in the same place as we flex the upper spine. Let's breathe in to prepare. Exhale, draw the abs in and curl up, ending up with the shoulder blades lifted. Eye gaze is just right about at the knees. And then we're lowering the shoulders all the way back down again. Exhale, draw the abs in and curl up. And lowering it back down. Let's take it up for 4. Make sure you're not pulling on your head. You're using your abs to come up. And 3. And 2. Now one more, let's curl up and hold it here. Lower your shoulders an inch to the floor. Let's go 3 pulses up for 3, 2, 1. Lower the shoulders all the way back down. Exhale, draw the abs and curl up. Lower an inch down. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. One more like that. Exhale, curl up and flex. Lower an inch. Pulse 3, 2, 1. And come all the way down. Now we're going to take it into some obliques. So the elbows are going to go a little wider here. You want to keep them wide. And let's breathe in and prepare. Exhale, curl up and twist to the right. So as you twist, keep the weight in the center of your pelvis. Make sure it hasn't rolled to the right side of the body there. Elbows are wide. And then we lower the shoulders back down onto the mat. Exhale, rotate to the left. Feel that left oblique contract and lower it back to the center. Exhale, curl up, twist through the waist to the right and lower back down. And curl up, rotating to the left and lower down. Now let's curl up to the right side and hold it here, aiming that left rib to right hip. Lower an inch to the floor. Pulse up 3, 2, 1. Lower back to center. We're going to stay on the same right side. Exhale, curl up, rotating to the right. Lower an inch. Pulse 3, 2, 1. Lower back to center. Last time on this side. Exhale, curl up and twist. Lower an inch. Pulse up 3, 2, 1. And lower center. So we got to get the other side. We're going to be super uneven. So let's take it to the left side next. Exhale, curl up, rotating to the left. Lower an inch to the floor. Pulse up 3, 2, 1. Come back to center on the shoulders. Exhale, curl up and twist. Lower an inch. Pulse 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way back down. One more time on this side. Exhale, curl up and twist. Lower an inch, pulse up 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way back down. Take a nice big stretch there. Reach your arms and legs away. Open up through those abdominals. Let everything just kind of open up there. Take a couple of nice deep breaths, feeling the rising and falling of the rib cage. And then from here, we're gonna go into some glutes. So let's flip ourselves over. We're gonna make our way onto all fours, just like we did in our warm-up with our breathing. So before we go into some glute work, we're gonna go into some hover holds, just to kind of refocus on what the abs have to do to stabilize us in this position. Tuck your toes underneath your feet, draw the shoulders down the back, and let's breathe in and prepare. Exhale, float those knees up just an inch or so above the mat. So we're barely coming on up. We're holding for that inhale, and then just gently place the knees back down with control. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, draw the abs in and lift. We're holding for that inhale, and then placing it back down. One more before we add on. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lift up, hold breathing in, and place the knees down. So on our last one, we're going to be adding an alternating shoulder tap. So maybe moving legs wider will give you a little bit wider base of support there. All right, let's breathe in and prepare. Exhale, lift up and hold. And now tap the left shoulder with the right hand and the right shoulder with the left hand. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let the knees come down. Take a little shell stretch back towards the heels. So let's shift forward onto the forearms next. So forearms are on the mat, and when you're in this position, don't forget about your abs, right? So if your abs let go, it's gonna kind of look like this. You're gonna kind of arch the back overly. So think about pulling the ribs up into that bra band, or if you don't have a bra band, where a heart rate monitor would go. Let's take that right leg and slide the right leg all the way long on the mat. Make sure your hips are still squared off to the ground though. It's not opened up to the right side. Squeeze that right butt and lift the leg up without letting the belly sink down. Inhale, come back down towards the ground. Exhale, squeeze the glute and lift, and we lower back down. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now last one, lift up and hold. Pick a direction, draw a little circle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Let's take it to a hamstring curl. Without the knee, letting the knees sink down, bend the knees, squeeze the back of the thigh, and then engage the front of the thigh to straighten the leg. Exhale, contract the hamstring to curl, and reach away. And squeeze, and reach. Let's go for 5, 4. Don't let that knee sink. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lower that knee down underneath the hips. We've got one more exercise on the side. We're going to take it to a hydrant. So you can either keep your forearms down, or if you don't have quite enough space, you can make your way back up into your hands again. Let's take that bent right leg and open from that side seat, squeezing through that side glute, and then bring it back down underneath the hip again. Leading from that thigh bone open and back down. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Take a little stretch back. All right, let's move to the other side. So coming back down into the forearms, slide that left leg all the way long. Imagine you're trying to just make that leg 2 inches longer by stretching it out of the hip socket. And exhale, squeeze the left butt, lift. That left hip stays squared off to the floor, and tap it back down. Exhale, squeeze and lift, and lower down. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Little circles around. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Hamstring curl, kick yourself in the butt, and reach all the way long. Squeeze, keep the abs drawing in and up, and release. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Bring the knee back underneath the hip. Maybe you come back up to your hands for those hydrants. Take that left leg out to the left side, squeeze that side seat, and back down. Opening to the side, and back down. And let's go for 8, 7. I know that stabilizing leg is working too. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit back towards those heels. A little stretch. All right, let's take it back onto our backs. We're gonna go back into some ab work. So the option for this ab work here is we are gonna be moving our legs. So if doing this leg movement while you're flexed up is too much, just keep your lower body down. You'll still get plenty of work that way. Otherwise, let's take the hands behind the back of the head, come to your imprinted spine, so lower back flattened towards the ground, and bring your legs up to your tabletop. Squeeze those inner thighs together and curl head, neck, and shoulders up, eyes below the knee. Let's take the legs straight forward in space. The lower you go, the harder it's going to feel, and back into your tabletop. Exhale, reaching away, and back to tabletop. Let's go for 3 and 2. Keep shoulders lifted. Last one, and lower the shoulders all the way down. The next movement we're going to go into is a leg scissor. So we're going to go 5 on each side, 10 total. Curl and flex up. And now let's take the heels to the sky. So flex those toes and then just drag the right leg down and lift. Drag the left leg down and lift. If you need to bend the knees a little bit, that's okay. If you're tighter through the hamstrings. And reach. Shoulders lifted. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the shoulders, bend the knees. Our last one is going to be out and in, just 5 reps total. Curl head, neck, and shoulders up, heels to the sky, and now lower your legs to the lowest level where you can feel work in your abs but not your lower back. Take it out to the side and squeeze back center. Out to the side and squeeze center. Imagine you're popping a balloon between those knees. 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. Give those knees a little hug, rocking side to side, massaging out that sacrum. Keep the legs together, place them down, arms to the side, and just let the knees fall to the right, looking over the left shoulder. A little crossbody twist there. And then let the legs drop to the left, looking over the right shoulder. And one more on either side. Take it over to the right, look to the left. And take it over to the left, look to the right. Let's come back in and then flip over onto the left side. Or excuse me, the right side. Get my right so my left's confused sometimes. So we're on our right side. The legs are straight. And you want to just take that top hand and slide it underneath the bottom waist. You should be able to fit your hand underneath there. That's going to tell you that you're not just letting that bottom oblique go, that you're active here, and you should be equal through both sides of your waist. So the point of contact on the ground should be your shoulder and your hip, not the waist there. So feet are underneath the sit bones. Let's lead with the heel and lift the leg up. So you only want to lift up as far as you can go without turning out or without letting that bottom waist mush down onto the ground. And then we just lower back down again. Exhale, leading with the heel, lift up and lower down. So when you lead with the heel, when you keep the leg fairly parallel, it's going to make sure you're working through your glute, not through your hip flexor, right? Let's go for 3 and 2. Now one more, lift up and hold. Little pulses up, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Lifting it up. Pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Last time, lift it up, pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way back down. Let's come on up onto the forearm. We're going to move into some side plank lifts, and then we're going to go into a leg lift in a side plank. So option here, bend the bottom knee. That's going to just shorten your lever. It's going to make it a little bit easier for you. Otherwise, keep the leg straight. Top hand on the hip, square your chest up. Make sure you're not rotated towards the floor. And then breathing in to prepare, exhale, squeeze the bottom waist up and lift. We're holding it for an inhale, and then lowering the hip with control down to the floor. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lifting up, hold for an inhale, and lower back down. Let's go 3 more. Lifting up, hold, bottom waist contracted, and lower. And 2, lift up, hold, and lower. Last time we're going to add those leg lifts. So option again, bend the bottom knee. Take it up, hold it here, and now without letting the hips sink down, let's lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Let's press up to a seated position next with the right leg forward and the left leg back. So we're in a 90-90 position. And we're going to take it to our mermaid stretch. So option if this is uncomfortable, just sit with crossed legs instead. Right hand palm up. Let's inhale the right arm up. And then exhale, side bending to the left. And as you side bend, really make the arm just a continuation of that waist, right? So we're not folding at that arm. We're really making a nice, long, graceful curve. Feel that oppositional action between the sit bone down and the fingertip up. Inhale to lift up and exhale, lowering back down. Reaching up, side bend, fanning the right ribs open, lifting up and lowering down. One more here, reaching up, side bending over to the left and lifting up, lowering all the way down. So now we're going to go into our side leg work on the left side. So flipping over on the left side, resting on the bicep, feet underneath the sit bones. And again, just making sure there's that little space underneath the bottom waist. We haven't lost control of that bottom oblique. Let's go into those leg lifts, leading with the heel, lift up, find that side seat, and lower. So the only thing here that's moving is your leg. And if you're starting to move your pelvis with the leg, it means you're working from your back and not from your butt. We definitely don't want that. Let's go for 3 and 2. Now one more, lift to the top and holds. Pulse it up for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Lifting up. Pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. One more time, lift it up. Pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Come on up to the forearm. We're going to set up for those side plank lifts. Again, taking that option maybe if the bottom knee bent. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lifting up, contracting the bottom waist. We're holding it for that inhale and placing the hip down with control. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up. Hold for that inhale and lowering back down. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lifting up, hold, and lower. We've got 2 more to go. Lift it up, hold, and lower. Last time we add those 5 leg lifts. Lifting up, hold it here. Reach it up for 5, 4. This is always my harder side. 3, 2, 1. And then come all the way down. Press up to that mermaid position. Left leg front, right leg back. Left hand palm up. And let's take that left arm up. And again, exhale, we're finding that long, graceful arc. Fanning the ribs open, pressing the left sit bone down, and reaching it up, lowering back down. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend, keeping the chest open. It's not rotated towards the floor. Lift and lower. One more here, reaching it up. Side bend, framing the face. And lift and lower. So next we're going to go into a little bit of extension. So let's flip over onto the belly. And let's stack the wrists and forearms just right underneath the shoulders. Legs will be about sitting bone distance apart here. So you want to press the hip bones down. As you press the hip bones down, feel how that naturally firms the glutes in. Feel your belly pull up away from the floor, just like you're trying to pick up a marble with your navel. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. We're hinging on the bottom rib. Just light pressure through those palms. Spread the collarbones apart. Hold for an inhale. And exhale, lengthen back to that hover right above the mat. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, look up, lift up, spread the front of the shoulders open. Hold, breathing in, and exhale, lengthen all the way down. Let's do that just one more time. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, lift up, squeeze the shoulder blades. No change to the lower back. It's still nice and neutral. And lengthen all the way back to that hover. Next, we're going to be increasing our extension a little bit. We're going to go into our swan. So we want to take the legs wider and turn them out. That's going to just help the glutes to engage a little more to protect the lower back. So the abs and the glutes help to avoid excess extension through the lower back. So the lower back will extend a little bit here, but it's going to be a controlled extension. So if extension is not good for your body today, just feel free to keep it to the same movement we just did. All right, so hip bones pressing down, glutes squeezed, abs picked up away from the floor. Let's inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, and exhale, continue to press up, but without extending the elbows all the way. So again, we're not dumping into the lower back, we're extending through all 3 curves of the spine. Inhale, lowering the belly button down, and exhaling, continuing into that hover. Inhale to lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, pressing up into extension. Inhale, lowering onto the belly, and exhale back into that hover. One more time, lifting the chin, lifting the chest. Exhale, pressing up, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, back down to the belly, and exhale, back to your hover. So now we're going to be going into a double leg lift. So I don't know about you, I'm not a huge fan of grinding the pubic bone down into a hardwood floor. So again, you can fold your mat up. You can put your, like a sweatshirt or a towel just right underneath your pelvis. Usually just makes it a little more comfortable. So legs are still wide and turned out. You can hover or you can just rest your head on your hands. And we're gonna squeeze the glutes and lift the legs up. So as you lift the legs up, there's no change to the lower back. It's just the hips that are in extension. And then just lower the thigh bones back down onto the ground. Exhale, squeeze the side seat and lift. And lower back down. Doesn't have to be a huge lift. Let's go for 3, and lower. 2, and lower. Last one, and lower. So now I'm just gonna actually fold my mat up a little bit. So we're gonna go into a swan with that leg extension. So this is called our slow rock. So it's basically just putting those last 2 exercises together. So legs are wide and turned out, hands are underneath the shoulders, hip bones pressed down, navel lifts in and up. So imagine your body is like the bottom of a rocking horse. Here we go. We're gonna lift the chin, lift the chest, pressing up into extension, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And now as you start to lower down, squeeze the butt so much that the legs start to float up as the chest comes back down. We press down, the rocking horse rocks up in front, opening up into extension, and lowering the chest down, the legs come back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Pressing up, squeeze shoulder blades together and down. Lower the chest, squeeze the glutes. Last time, pressing up, opening the front of the body, and keeping that shape, rocking it forward. Let the legs come down, and just press back into a shell stretch towards the heels. Walking those fingers away from the shoulders. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here into the back body ribs, unwinding out of that extension. And now let's walk the hands over to the right side. Cover the right hand with the left hand and push the hips over to the left side of your mat. Feel that nice unwinding through the left side of that hip, all the way down into that left fingertip. Breathe into the bottom lobe of the left lung. And then let's walk the hands over to the left side. Right hand covers the left hand. Push the hips over to that right side and just hold. And finding that breath, letting that right side rib open and relax. And then let's walk it back to center and roll all the way back up, sitting back on the heels. All right, guys. Awesome job out there. I know you guys are feeling it. I know I am. So thanks so much for coming to class. I hope to see you next time. So, last week we focused mainly on arms. This week we focused a lot on glutes. Next week we're going to be doing an ABC workout, which is abs, butt, and core. So the whole thing. All right, so make sure you tune in. Have a great rest of your day.